Hello, in this short video, I am going to talk about stylistics and stylistics course outline. What do we teach here in JNU, especially in the course stylistics? And this is what I have been teaching the stylistics for last 4 or 5 years. Though I was initially pretty much interested in theoretical linguistics, morphology, syntax, and phonology as well. You see, so but somehow anyway, that's a different thing. But I have started teaching applied linguistics, and then later on, these are the courses, discourse analysis and stylistics, and I found it's really interesting, and there are certain things, certain aspects which are happening, in our daily day-to-day lives, and so all these things you see, and the theoretical linguist to some extent not taking into account, you see, all this major areas of concern, for all of us, you see. So that might be the reason that why I have started doing this applied linguistics and statistics. And okay, so regarding stylistics, so what uh, the kind of expectation is that stylistics courses are taught mainly. You will see that in literary discipline or literature, somewhere in MA English or MA Hindi or MA Bangla, so those are the uh, disciplines stylistics will be taught. In linguistics, hardly people um, they teach stylistics. So now there are two things. One thing is that literary stylistics, and another is linguistic stylistics. And how this literary stylistics is different from linguistic stylistics, you see. And let's say one person who is in literature doing stylistic analysis, and someone who is a linguist doing stylistic analysis. So the main difference between this approach is that one is totally subjective analysis, another is objective analysis. So more like theoretical and objective. What are the things, pinpointing certain areas, and then going on, detailed kind of analysis of this. So in this course, we talk about stylistics. What is stylistics? What kind of aims and scope? We see definitions, how stylistic emerged, so to say. Especially in Russia. The Russian formalism, which started, with Roman Jakobson and other people there, and the notion of defamiliarization or foregrounding, which is really important, so that thing. So how particular author or writer they foreground things, you see, and make it kind of attractive. Why I should read his work, or her work. So what are the devices the writers or the authors that do use, that's what so one of the things about literature is that foregrounding or defamiliarization is really interesting. So we are trying to identify, interpret, and try to do kind of analysis. And another interesting thing, especially in the theoretical part, we try to look at, especially the cognitive linguistics, the whole discipline. It's not only the author's interpretation of the text, but rather the reader's interpretation of the text. The whole cognitive linguistic discipline we looked at later on. Uh, so the question is that, is there a literary language? So is there a literary language? So the whole thing, the cognitive linguistics and the recent understanding, readers' understanding is that um, there may not be literary language. So what are the literariness? What is literariness for that matter? Because the whole thing has been questioned for that matter. You see, so we talk about different theory, how to look at particular genre of a text, whether it's a poem, or it's a poetry, or short story, or drama, novel, or even within novel, let's say gothic novel or scientific fiction for that matter. How to look at, there are different theory, whether it's Paul Simpson or McIntyre or Jeffries, or a systematic functional approach. So we look at different theory, and from theoretical point of view, try to analyze a particular text, you see. And the linguistic level, for the matter, different linguistic level, phonetics, phonology, morphology, syntax, semantic. And not only that, they take the help of those literary devices, for that matter, rhetoric and prosody. You look at those as well, in particular text, how this rhetoric, with the simile, metaphor, metonymy, hyperbole, all those things also try to look at, and how a poem should be analyzed, how a short story should be analyzed, you see, and that is what also really interesting. And within stylistics also, I simply mentioned about the discourse structure. So one of the things in stylistics is that initially people looked at the literary text only, but recent conception of stylistics is not only about the literary text. Even stylistics also, they look at the non-literary text, you see. Non-literary text, what do you mean by non-literary text, for that matter, you see? Maybe newspaper language, you see, newspaper language. And also, it's not only about the written text, also the spoken text also, even the stylisticians, they look at, you see. And so slowly and gradually, the course outlined, you will get the course outline also. And each and every detail will be discussed in this class. Thank you for listening. Take care. Bye bye.